White heavy checkmark. Coco Gauff in tears as Italian billionaire offers her parents $200,000 a month jobs. The sun had barely risen over Paris when Coco Gauff stepped out onto the balcony of her hotel suite, holding the gleaming French Open trophy in her hands. The city below was waking, the golden rooftops shimmering with early light, and the echoes of last night's celebration still lingered in the cool air. She had done it. She had conquered Roland Garros. She had silenced the doubters, survived the pressure, and risen from the heartbreak of her Wimbledon disappointment. But Coco didn't know that another life-changing moment, one far greater than victory, was waiting for her. A call that would change everything. Just hours after her win, while her team discussed media interviews and post-tournament commitments, Coco's manager rushed in, breathless and pale. "Coco," he said, "you need to take this call. It's important." Important was an understatement. On the line with Giovanni Moretti, one of Italy's richest and most influential businessmen. Known for his private islands, his lavish philanthropy, and his deep love for tennis, Moretti had followed Coco's journey for years. He admired not only her talent, but her resilience, humility, and the strength of her family bond. He didn't waste time with small talk. "Miss Gauff," he said softly, "allow me to congratulate you. Your victory last night. It was one of the most inspiring performances I have ever seen." Coco thanked him, unsure where the conversation was going. Then he asked a question that froze her. "Coco, how is your family?" That single sentence pulled her heart tight. How were they? They were proud. They were joyful. But they were tired. They were constantly carrying weight that no one in the spotlight ever truly saw. Her parents, Corey and Candy, had spent years juggling work and sacrifice, waitressing, housekeeping, coaching, traveling, stretching every dollar, just to keep her dreams alive. "We're doing okay," Coco whispered. Moretti paused, then said, "I would like to offer your parents positions within my company, personal development consultants. They will travel with you, support you, and assist in youth sports initiatives we are launching." He took a breath. They will each be paid $200,000 per month. The world stopped. Coco did not speak. She couldn't. Her throat tightened, and tears welled up instantly. She pressed a hand over her mouth, trying to make sense of what she'd heard. "Sir, I don't know what to say," she whispered. Moretti continued gently. "Say nothing. You've given joy to millions. Let me give something back to you. Let me give your parents the comfort they deserve." Coco's tears finally fell. A lifetime of sacrifice behind that moment. To the world, Coco was a superstar, strong, confident, always composed. But behind every victory stood two pillars, her mother and father. They were the first coaches, the first believers, the first people to wake up before dawn to drive or practice, and the last to go to sleep after long tournament days. But they were also workers with bills, loans, and responsibilities. Many didn't know this, but even after Coco became a global name, her parents continued to work. Waiting tables, housekeeping, coaching, refusing to rely solely on their daughter's income. Pride, humility, and responsibility anchored them. Coco had often said, "My parents work harder than anyone I know." But she also admitted that watching them suffer financially weighed on her heart like silent stones. That pressure became part of her inner fire. It was a force that pushed her into extra practice sessions, that lifted her up when she stumbled, that dragged her forward even when Wimbledon left her emotionally shattered. Winning the French Open had been her dream. Freeing her parents from struggle was her purpose. And now, after a single unexpected phone call, both dreams had collided in a way she never could have imagined. The emotional breakdown heard around the world. Her team watched in stunned silence as Coco sobbed through the call. She wasn't crying like a champion celebrating a trophy. She was crying like a daughter, relieved, overwhelmed, grateful. "My parents, they won't have to work anymore." Her voice cracked. "No," Moretti replied softly. "They have worked enough." Coco covered her face. The trophy beside her shimmered as a tear fell onto its surface. Later, she would tell reporters, "I thought winning a Grand Slam was the biggest blessing I could ever receive, but this changed my family's whole life." Her parents had been in the next room when she knocked and entered. her eyes red and her hands trembling. They assumed she was overwhelmed by media pressure. Instead, she fell into their arms and whispered, "You don't have to work anymore. Someone wants to take care of you. Both of you." Her mother started crying first. Her father, normally strong and calm, slowly sat down, speechless, staring at Coco as if seeing her for the first time. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the offer. It was about finally being able to breathe after years of holding everything together. A flashback, the silent struggles no one saw. Coco's journey had always been painted as glamorous. Sponsors, stadiums, interviews, celebrity fans. But the reality was far different. There were nights when her parents skipped meals so she could eat properly before a match. There were months when they lived paycheck to paycheck while juggling travel expenses. There were days when they cleaned hotel rooms during junior tournaments to reduce lodging costs. There were moments when they considered stopping everything because the financial strain was too overwhelming. Coco knew every detail. She had heard the whispered conversations. She had seen the unpaid bills. She had watched her mother cry quietly at the kitchen table. Those memories burned inside her. After her Wimbledon loss, a heartbreak that cracked her confidence, she told herself, "I can't let my family down. I have to keep fighting. I won't let their sacrifices be for nothing." That pain became her fuel, and that fuel had brought her the Roland Garros trophy. "You have raised a champion. Now it is our turn to support you." A deeper meaning behind the offer. The world discussed the numbers, $200,000 per month, but the true value was much deeper. It was relief. It was respect. It was recognition of years of unseen sacrifices. It was a daughter finally being able to repay the love she had been given. This wasn't charity. It was gratitude. It was admiration. It was a celebration of family. What comes next for Coco? With her parents financially secure for the first time in decades, Coco feels lighter, freer, and more focused. The pressure she carried silently, pressure she never complained about, is now gone. Her coach noted, "She plays with the heart of someone who wants to change her family's life. Now she plays with the joy of someone who already has." And Coco herself summed it up best. "Now that my parents are taken care of, I feel unstoppable." A story bigger than tennis. This wasn't just a sports headline. It was a human story, raw, emotional, powerful. A reminder that behind every champion are parents who gave everything. And behind every trophy is a lifetime of sacrifice. Coco's tears weren't of sadness. They were of relief, love, victory. Her French Open triumph changed her career. But Giovanni Moretti's phone call? That changed her family's future forever. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.